Houston versus UCF, two teams, two very different paths. One night that could swing a season. Number 22 Houston, 7-2, 4-2 Big 12, visits UCF 4414 under the Orlando lights, and the stakes couldn't be clearer. Validation for the Cougars, redemption for the Knights. Houston's fighting to stay in the Big 12 title picture. UCF's trying to turn frustration into statement. The analytics give UCF a 60.4% chance at home, but Houston's steadiness and balance make this matchup far tighter than that number suggests. The setting adds tension. An 8 p.m. kickoff at FBC Mortgage Stadium, where UCF's offense traditionally surges, and the crowd can change the game. Houston comes in sitting fourth in the conference standings, trailing only BYU, Texas Tech, and Cincinnati, while UCF fights near the bottom. Yet the numbers don't tell the full story. Houston is a model of consistency, anchored by quarterback Connor Wegman, who's thrown for 1,890 yards, 16 touchdowns, and only 4 interceptions at a crisp 64.9% completion rate. He's backed by a reliable running back in Dean Connors, 657 yards, 4 touchdowns, and a go-to receiver in Amare Thomas, 634 yards, 7 touchdowns. Add tight end Tanner Koziol with 504 receiving yards, and Houston's balance becomes obvious. Defensively, the Cougars bring attitude. Linebacker Jalen Garner leads with 58 tackles, while defensive lineman Eddie Walls II has 5.5 sacks, and interior enforcer Carlos Allen Jr. adds another punch. Their kicker, Ethan Sanchez, is flawless on 29 pats and 16 for 19 on field goals, showing Houston can finish drives, even when stalled. That consistency has defined their rise into the top 25. Across the field, UCF's season has been a roller coaster. Quarterback Taven Jackson has thrown for 1,334 yards and 5 touchdowns, completing 63.4% of his passes, but struggling with 4 interceptions and pocket pressure that's cost him 47 yards in sacks. His strength lies in versatility. He can extend plays, move the pocket, and improvise. Running back Miles Montgomery, 572 yards, 3 touchdowns, carries the workload, while Jaden Nixon has emerged as UCF's lightning bolt, averaging a staggering 12.1 yards per carry. On the perimeter, Dwayne Thomas Jr. leads with 393 receiving yards, complemented by DJ Black, 244, and tight end Dylan Wade, 222. Defensively, UCF relies on Lewis Carter, 50 tackles, and Cole Kozlowski, 46 tackles, 3 sacks, to control traffic, but inconsistency has haunted them. The Knights have talent at every level. What they lack is sustained rhythm. Their kickers, Noe Ruelas and Noah Magau, are a combined 12 for 14 on field goals and nearly perfect on extra points. But field goals don't win Big 12 shootouts, and that's the risk here. Houston's offensive identity is built on structure. The Cougars have thrown for 1,938 yards and rushed for 1,452, producing 30 total touchdowns with surgical precision. They don't explode, they erode. Each drive is methodical, built on efficiency, screens, and tempo. UCF, meanwhile, is flash and fire. Their 1,810 passing yards and 1,531 rushing yards show explosiveness, but they've struggled to finish drives. The Knights can dominate yardage and still trail at halftime. That's where Houston's discipline looms large. Momentum tells its own story. Houston is 3-2 in its last 5, including a gritty 24-16 win over Arizona State and a 39-17 beatdown of Oklahoma State. But they've shown cracks. A 45-35 loss to West Virginia exposed their secondary's deep ball vulnerability. UCF's last 5 are even more erratic. A 45-13 thrashing of West Virginia, followed by a 30-3 collapse against Baylor, and 3 tight losses decided by less than 2 scores. One week they look explosive, the next they unravel. It's the classic identity crisis, potential without control. The quarterback duel defines this one. Weigman is composure personified, accurate, decisive, and willing to take the short throw until a seam opens deep. His 8.3 yards per attempt and 154.2 passer rating tell the story of command. Jackson is the opposite. Chaos with upside. His mobility creates magic and mayhem in equal measure. When he's clean, he's dangerous. Under pressure, he gambles. The difference may come down to turnovers. Weigman has just 4 picks all year. Jackson has 4 in far fewer attempts. In a tight Big 12 game, that margin matters. In the trenches, Houston owns a subtle edge. Their front 7, led by Walls, Allen, and Garner, is disruptive. They collapse pockets and force hurried reads. UCF's offensive line has held up well in spurts, but surrendered momentum in key downs. If Montgomery and Nixon can't establish rhythm early, Jackson will be forced into third and long situations where Houston thrives. On the flip side, Houston's ground game behind Connors should find lanes. He's efficient, smart, and runs behind an offensive line that opens just enough daylight to sustain drives. Special teams could be the difference. Sanchez's 84% field goal rate and consistency from beyond 50 yards give Houston a key edge in tight moments. While UCF's kickers are reliable, Houston's coverage and field position control have been superior. In a possession-driven matchup, that precision gives the Cougars the upper hand. The coaching duel will hinge on tempo. Houston wants to slow things down with play action and ball control, while UCF aims to speed it up with quick passes and vertical shots to stretch the defense. The Cougars will mix coverages to force Jackson into short throws and limit big plays, keeping possession in their favor. UCF's best counter is creativity, motion, quick reads, and getting backs into space to offset Houston's front pressure. After analyzing both teams, my pick for this match is Houston winner. X factors will matter. For Houston, it's Tanner Koziol, whose third down reliability extends drives. For UCF, it's Jaden Nixon, whose speed could flip field position instantly. On defense, Jalen Garner and Lewis Carter are tone setters. Their sideline-to-sideline pursuit will determine tempo. Turnovers, as always, will write the ending. And so it comes down to discipline versus volatility. Houston's control versus UCF's chaos. The Cougars are better structured, deeper, and more composed in critical moments. UCF will land punches they always do at home, but Houston's steady hand and efficiency should hold firm when the game tightens. The Cougars win late, powered by Weigman's poise, Connor's balance, and Sanchez's leg. The Knights keep it close, but Houston's execution and red zone precision separate the ranked from the restless. Another hard-fought step forward for a team still chasing the Big 12's upper echelon. Prediction: total over 45. Northwestern versus USC. The Los Angeles Memorial Coliseum will light up on November 7th as Northwestern faces number 19 USC in a crucial Big Ten clash. Northwestern, 5-3, 3-2, seeks a statement win, while USC, 6-2, 4-1, fights to stay alive in the conference title race. On paper, it's a mismatch. USC holds a commanding 90.8% projected win probability, a reflection of talent depth and explosive capability. But Northwestern has made a habit of frustrating higher-ranked teams by slowing tempo and grinding through possessions. If this becomes a war of rhythm rather than speed, the Wildcats have a puncher's chance. This matchup begins with two very different blueprints. USC wins through precision and pace, Northwestern through patience and grit. Quarterback Jaden Mayava runs the Trojans' offense like a maestro, throwing for 2,315 yards with 15 touchdowns, just 5 interceptions, and a 65.3% completion rate. His 184.4 passer rating speaks volumes about efficiency. Behind him, Husan Longstreet is nearly perfect in spot duty, 13 for 15 passing, 103 yards, 1 touchdown. For Northwestern, Preston Stone carries the load. He's thrown for 1,372 yards and 10 touchdowns, but also 9 interceptions, a reflection of heavy pressure and limited protection. Completing 58.3% of his passes, he relies on rhythm and timing with Griffin Wild, who leads with 570 yards and 4 scores as the centerpiece of the offense. On the ground, Northwestern leans on steady production. Caleb Komoloff leads with 608 yards and 7 touchdowns on 124 carries, averaging 4.9 per attempt. Joseph Hyman II adds 397 yards, and Dashan Reeder's 10.1 yards per carry provide a spark. The Wildcats emphasize control, managing the clock, protecting possessions, and grinding out drives. USC's backfield is built for fireworks. Waymon Jordan powers the run game with 576 yards and 5 scores on just 88 carries, a 6.5-yard average. King Miller adds 369 yards and 4 touchdowns, while Mayava contributes 5 more on the ground. Their 1,629 rushing yards show a unit that can control tempo or strike fast. Through the air, USC is even more lethal. Makai Lemon leads with 776 yards and 6 touchdowns. Jacoby Lane adds 448 yards and 3 scores. And tight ends McCree and Hines combine for 529 yards and 3 touchdowns. Altogether, 2,418 passing yards and 16 touchdowns illustrate a precise, high-powered offense. Northwestern counters with efficiency over flash. Griffin Wild leads with 570 yards, while Hayden Elegon II and Hunter Welching add steady support. Their 1,379 total passing yards underscore a conservative but disciplined attack that thrives on patience and ball control. Defensively, USC thrives on speed and aggression. Linebacker Eric Gentry leads with 57 tackles, 3.5 sacks, and 5 forced fumbles, while safety Bishop Fitzgerald has 5 interceptions and 88 return yards. Desmond Stevens and Christian Pierce add steady production, keeping the Trojans balanced across the field. Northwestern leans on discipline and positioning. Robert Fitzgerald anchors the secondary with 69 tackles, and linebacker Mac Eiline adds 58 stops and 4 picks. Up front, Aiden Hubbard's 3.5 sacks provide needed disruption. The Wildcats rely more on teamwork than star power. Momentum favors USC's offense. The Trojans are 3-2 in their last 5, highlighted by wins over Michigan and Nebraska, though late lapses in losses to Notre Dame and Illinois exposed some cracks. Northwestern also sits at 3-2, grinding out wins over Purdue and Penn State and staying competitive even in defeat. Ultimately, it's tempo versus control, USC's explosive rhythm against Northwestern's structured discipline. The Trojans push the pace, the Wildcats fight to slow it down. Quarterbacks will shape this matchup. Jaden Mayava has been sharp, calm in the pocket, decisive in reads, and dangerous when pressured. His deep ball punishes defenses, and his mobility turns blitzes into risks. With 15 touchdowns, 5 picks, and 5 rushing scores, he's the steady force driving USC's attack. Preston Stone is unpredictable but dangerous. With 1,372 yards, 10 touchdowns, and 9 interceptions, he's a high-risk, high-reward quarterback. When he connects with Wild, Northwestern's offense clicks, but under pressure, turnovers pile up. His ability to stay composed under duress could determine whether Northwestern keeps pace or falls behind early. In essence, this is efficiency versus heart. Mayava manages games like a tactician. Stone survives them like a fighter. Each defines their team's personality. Schematically, USC has the edge. Their offense blends spacing with power runs, forcing mismatches everywhere. Jordan and Miller stretch defenses wide, while Lemon and Lane attack deep, putting constant pressure on safeties and linebackers. For Northwestern, Uyline and Braden Bruce must stay sharp and communicate flawlessly to avoid play-action breakdowns. Up front, the challenge is steep. Northwestern's defense has just 10 sacks in 8 games, while USC's line rarely allows pressure. If the Wildcats can't disrupt Maiyava, their secondary could get exposed. Meanwhile, USC's balanced front, 9 sacks from multiple players, aims to rattle stone and control the tempo. Special teams could be key. USC's Ryan Sayeri has nailed 14 of 15 field goals, including a 54-yarder, while Northwestern's Jack Olson has hit 10 of 12. In a tight, low-possession game, that reliability could decide it. After analyzing both teams, my pick for this match is USC winner, the X Factors, USC's Makai Lemon and Northwestern's Griffin Wild. Lemon turns short catches into big gains, while Wild's contested grabs fuel Northwestern's offense. On defense, USC's Bishop Fitzgerald and Northwestern's Mac Eyeline bring game-changing interception instincts. So how does it end? Expect Northwestern to open conservatively, leaning on Komolaf's running and short passes to control tempo. But USC's pace, balance, and quarterback composure should eventually dictate the flow. The Trojans' versatility on offense and speed on defense are simply too complete. USC pulls away in the second half behind Maiyava's precision and Lemon's versatility. The Trojans' offensive rhythm and defensive opportunism prove decisive. Northwestern fights hard, but USC's efficiency, depth, and execution seal another home win. The Wildcats walk away battle-tested, while USC marches forward, still very much alive in the Big Ten race. Prediction: total over 47.5, Tulane Green Wave versus Memphis Tigers. Under the bright lights of Simmons Bank Liberty Stadium, the stakes couldn't be higher. Memphis, ranked number 25 and standing at 8-1 overall, 4-1 in conference, hosts Tulane 6-2-3-1 AAC in a pivotal November clash that could shape the American Athletic Conference race. The home Tigers carry the momentum and a strong 72% win probability, but Tulane's reputation for spoiling bigger stages makes this one a potential thriller. For Memphis, this is a chance to solidify their spot near the top of the conference standings and continue their march toward a championship bid. For Tulane, it's about redemption, resilience, and proving their offense can match the conference elite. The stage is built for intensity. 2 dynamic quarterbacks, 2 confident defenses, and a crowd ready to roar. Tulane's heartbeat is Jake Retzlaff, the senior quarterback who does it all. He's thrown for 1,622 yards, 7 touchdowns, and 3 interceptions while adding 513 rushing yards and 9 rushing scores, numbers that speak to his fearless improvisational style. His favorite targets include Omari Hayes, who leads the team with 25 catches for 376 yards, and Shaz Preston, whose 320 yards show consistency across multiple games. Behind them, Bryce Bohannon and Anthony Brown-Stevens add another layer of reliability. Tulane's passing game isn't flashy, but it's balanced. Short timing routes, smart reads, and high-tempo efficiency. The run game is where Tulane often finds its rhythm. Retzlaff is the top ground producer, but running backs Javin Gordon, 328 yards, and Arnold Barnes III, 193 yards, give the offense needed depth. They combine for a physical downhill style that opens up play-action possibilities. Patrick Durkin, nearly perfect as a kicker, 14 for 15 field goals, adds stability to close drives, a small but vital detail in matchups like this. Defensively, the Green Wave rely on tackling discipline. Safety Jack Chien-Chu leads the way with 51 total tackles, while Bailey Despanier and Dixon Agay provide support in run coverage. Tulane's defense bends but rarely breaks, with playmakers like Javion White, 3 interceptions, capable of changing momentum in a flash. On the other sideline, Memphis rolls in with one of the most complete offensive units in the conference. Quarterback Brendan Lewis is having a breakout campaign. 1,869 passing yards, 10 touchdowns, and just 4 interceptions with a 69.1% completion rate. He's also second on the team in rushing with 562 yards and 8 touchdowns. That dual-threat balance makes him one of the AAC's most efficient weapons. Lewis has help, too. Wide receiver Cortez Braum Jr. is his go-to target, hauling in 39 receptions for 632 yards and 7 touchdowns, consistently stretching defenses downfield. Jamari Hawkins adds 450 receiving yards, and Marcelo Bussi contributes another 218, forming a reliable trio. In the backfield, running backs Sutton Smith, 510 yards, 8 touchdowns, and Greg Desrosiers Jr., 455 yards, 7 touchdowns, keep the offense unpredictable. Defensively, Memphis leans on linebacker Sam Brumfield, who's piled up 66 tackles and 4.5 sacks, setting the tone with his awareness and toughness. Kamari Wilson adds 2 interceptions and reliable coverage in the secondary. The Tigers' defense is patient. It reacts smartly and punishes mistakes. Statistically, both teams are balanced, but Memphis brings more firepower with over 2,000 passing and 1,800 rushing yards compared to Tulane's 1,865 through the air and 1,401 on the ground. That edge shows in Memphis's ability to sustain drives and control tempo, while Tulane depends on bursts of creativity. Tulane's last 5 games have been uneven. A blowout loss to UTSA, a gritty win against Army, and an Ole Miss defeat that exposed defensive flaws. They've shown effort, but not rhythm. Memphis, meanwhile, has surged with 5 straight wins, including a 55-26 rout of FAU and a tough 31-24 grind over UAB. The Tigers aren't just winning, they're controlling every phase. This matchup centers on the quarterbacks. Brendan Lewis brings surgical precision to Memphis's offense, calm, efficient, and steady, with a 148 passer rating and poise that keeps drives alive. Tulane's Retzlaff is his opposite, dynamic and unpredictable, turning chaos into opportunity with off-script plays that test defensive discipline. Tulane's biggest task will be handling Memphis's relentless pressure. Brumfield's front 7 collapses pockets quickly, and if Retzlaff can't release fast, Tulane risks early 3rd and longs. But if the line holds, his mobility could flip the script and exploit Memphis's speed. Turnovers could decide everything. Tulane's secondary, led by White, hunts for momentum-changing plays, but Lewis rarely gives defenses that chance, throwing only 4 interceptions all year. Memphis's defense, meanwhile, has forced takeaways in 3 straight games, often flipping field position when it matters most. On special teams, Memphis holds the edge. Kicker Gianni Septic has been automatic, perfect on extra points, 40 for 40, and reliable on field goals, 11 of 14. In a game that could hinge on execution, that kind of consistency might prove decisive. Tulane's margin for victory is slim but defined. Plug Memphis's rushing lanes, contain Lewis on scrambles, and finish drives with touchdowns instead of field goals. Their defense must stay disciplined, and Retzlaff can't afford turnovers. One mistake could swing momentum fast. For Memphis, the formula is simple. Stick to balance, control tempo, and make Tulane chase. Liberty Stadium's home energy has fueled the Tigers all season, and it could again be a difference maker. Tulane's tempo can test any defense, and Retzlaff's mobility will keep drives alive. But Memphis's steadiness on both sides gives it the edge. When the game turns chaotic, the Tigers have the poise to reset and strike back. After analyzing both teams, my pick for this match is Memphis winner. Expect a tight first half before Memphis's depth and composure pull away. Lewis's leadership and Brumfield's defensive command anchor a group built for finishing. Tulane will move the ball, but Memphis's red zone execution, turning trips into 7s instead of 3s, should decide the outcome. Memphis's combination of composure, quarterback control, and home field confidence should carry the night. Tulane will battle with heart, but Memphis has balance, and balance wins in November. Prediction: total over 50.